Welcome to my leaning pile of books. Yeah, so July was weird. Everything I read honestly felt like I was eating ash. Hey guys, it's Mo from Mo Reads It, and today we're doing my July wrap-up. And what an interesting wrap-up month it was indeed. I didn't finish my July TBR like at all. Zip. Nothing. So this mini reading slump was just messing everything up. I could not get into anything at all. I tried to read different genres. I tried to read online. I tried to listen to audiobooks. I tried to read on Kindle. I tried to read physical books. I literally went on a book shopping spree. You can check that out here. Bought 10 books and still nothing. It was really sad because prior to this, I already had done a book shopping spree. I have no regrets, and I'm still planning on buying books in the month of August. What books did I actually read in July? Since I did not read my July TBR, let's talk about the books that I did end up reading. I did it. I read the entire Cruel Prince trilogy. So the Cruel Prince is about Jude. She was stolen from her family when she was about 7 years old, and her and her two sisters were stolen away to live in the High Court of Fae. 10 years has passed, and Jude literally wants to nothing more than to just belong in the Fae court. That's what she longs for, that's what she trains for, that's where her heart is at. But the Fae despise humans. Of course they do. Especially the prince, the youngest, wickedest son of the High King. To win a place at court, Jude must defy him and face the consequences. This is a bully romance. It is high fantasy romance. It is totally ACOTAR type vibes. If you like ACOTAR, These Hollow Vows, From Blood and Ash, you will like The Cruel Prince. It is YA, so it doesn't have steam in it, and I really enjoyed these books. I gave this one 4 stars. I really liked it. I didn't feel like the first book lived up to The Cruel Prince hype though, and I have to say, I read these books. Let's just do a disclaimer right now. I read all 3 of these books in a period of 3 days in which I didn't sleep, barely at all. Like I pulled like 2 all-nighters one night, and then another night I slept for maybe 8 hours. So we have 1 night of sleep for 3 days. Just so you guys know, that will highly influence my review since I'm probably somewhat delusional when I read them. Don't fully remember everything that happened in them, but I know I liked them, and I ended up getting the physical copy. So I had the physical copy of the first book when I got it, and then I read the other 2 on ebook because I couldn't get to the bookstore in time, and then I went out to the bookstore and got the next 2 books. But overall, I give the series a 4.3, but my favorite books are the last 2 books actually, The Wicked King and The Queen of Air Nothing. I feel like The Wicked King had a better plot, and it was just more interesting overall. And the bullying was less intense, and I don't know if I'm a bully romance type person, but they were downright cruel to this girl. Horrendous. The horrible TV online bullies, the worst of them was in this book, and I was just horrendous. But I love Jude as a character. I think she's different. I think she's interesting, and I have to say that for all of these books, all the characters are interesting and different. As well about the fact that I wanted to tap this book because there were some very beautiful moments about family, sisterhood, friendship, even though the moments were wholesome moments, but they were just interesting, intriguing moments on family. It didn't have to necessarily relate to the family getting better necessarily, but it did show a different family dynamic that I feel like most main characters don't have. But once you read these stories, you'll understand what I mean. Overall, I have to say The Queen of Air Nothing, or maybe The Wicked King is my favorite. I don't know yet. I'd have to do a reread since I was somewhat delusional when I read these, but I enjoyed reading the Cruel Prince series. I think it's also the one series that was able to pull me out of my reading slump, even though it was momentarily. But it was a good momentary break, and I just enjoyed it. The next book I read is actually Legendary by Stephenie Garber. This is book 2 of the Caraval series. I gave Caraval a 4 stars, and I read it at the beginning of 2022, and I liked the storyline. I thought it was good, but everyone kept telling me, read the next 2 books in the series. It's gonna get better and better and better. I honestly think it got better slightly, but it's still within the 4 range. It's still a 4. Legendary is about Donatella, Scarlet's sister from Caraval, and this is pretty much her story, her love story. It's a fantasy romance. It is whimsical, mysterious. It has a Willy Wonka vibes, just like the first one. And this is pretty much Donatella playing the game. And it was pretty cool. We got introduced to a new character in this one, and I really like this new character. I feel like having future series with him are going to be super interesting. So far, he's my favorite character in the book, and he's not one of the main characters, so it's just like, no. If you know who it is, you know who it is, but let's just say he likes to walk around with an apple. That's my little Easter egg for y'all. But I liked Legendary. It's not like one of my favorites. I expected more. I feel like the writing's really good, but I feel like the plot is always, it doesn't resonate with me. Like, the plot is good, but I can never fully connect to it the way I want to. And I don't know if it's because the plot is always they're playing a game and they have to like find clues to get to the game. Maybe I'll like it more if the plots were different. I don't know, because I don't like heists. I don't like reading about heists. I realized that recently. So maybe I just don't like clue solving plots. Maybe, I don't know. And I feel like I couldn't connect with the love interest in this at all. Like, I feel like I really connected to Donatella, but I could not connect to the other characters. So, I don't know, that's why I gave it a 4. It was enjoyable. I liked trying to figure out the mystery, but I couldn't believe the mystery enough to think like, oh, they're not automatically gonna win at the end of the game. I knew they were gonna win. Like, the predictability of it, but like, nothing in the book like left me hanging off the edge of my seat. Really. And that's what I really wanted for this series. It's a 4, it's a good series. I really wish I loved it as much as everyone else loves it, but I'm hoping that as I continue Finale and Once Upon a Dream or Once Upon a Broken Heart, I will learn to love the series more, because fandom for this is huge and I would like to understand what everyone's talking about and like get the hype, but so far the hype was lost on me. I did watch a YouTube video recently and another girl had very similar opinions to me, and she said that her favorite book is actually Finale. I'm currently only about, well, this is the next leadway for my next book. I'm only about 25% into Finale right now. It's one of the books I started this month and never finished. There's many of them. So you know what, let's just talk about it. I started 10 books this month that I did not finish. Remember I told you I was in like this mini reading slump? Nothing connected to me. I couldn't get gripped by anything. Even the book I was supposed to read as my book pick of the month did not get started. I started 13 books this month and didn't finish them. I only finished 4 books. This is just sad. I don't think I've had such a bad reading month in a while. This reading slump like took me out. Let's talk about it. Finale. I'm like 25% in. So far I do like the story more than I liked Legendary and Caraval, so that's good. And I am tabbing and writing in my edition. Next, a carryover from last month, Clockwork Prince. I feel like since I didn't feel like reading this month, even my favorites couldn't get me to read. It was so sad. I love Clockwork Prince. I just couldn't read it. I'm still like 25% in. Twin Crowns. Okay, so I got Twin Crowns in my book box last month from, I think this was Fairyloot. Yes. And it is gorgeous, and I knew it was gonna be fantasy romance, so I was like, I have to start this. I'm still only 25% in. It's definitely giving me Disney Princess Pixar vibes. It's very YA. It has 2 point of views, and it's dual written by 2 authors, Catherine Weber and Catherine Doyle. So it is very interesting. It's twin crowns, so it's 2 sisters, 1 crown, and pretty much one sister is trying to throw the other sister off the throne. Very interesting so far, but still, as predicted, I think it's gonna be a 3 for me so far. I wanted more from it, but so far, I'm not getting it. The next book I started, this one I'm about 75% done with, Enchantment of Ravens. This is by Margaret Rogerson. I read her last book, The Sorcery of Thorns, Sorcery of Thorns or Thrones? Sorcery of Thorns, I think. I liked it. I gave it 4 stars. I think I read it last year or at the beginning of this year. It was a good book, but I found this at the bookstore at Barnes & Noble when I went recently for my 10 books I hauled. And the store associate was like, read this one. I love Margaret Rogerson, and this book has more romance than the last book did. And I was like, that was one of my critiques of the last book. I wanted to have more fantasy romance, and she was like, this one has more fantasy romance. I was like, ah, this one. So I'm excited for the Enchantment of Ravens. So this one, Isabel, she is a prodigy portrait artist. She has a dangerous set of clients, and it is the immortal fair folk. She receives her first royal patron, the Autumn Prince, and she makes this terrible mistake. She paints human sorrow into his eyes, a weakness that could potentially cost him his life. Furious, the Autumn Prince steals her away to stand trial for her crimes at his court, but something goes amiss in his world and they are forced to rely on each other for survival. I loved a forced romance, forced survival romance. They're so beautiful and cute. Under the Never Skies is a forced survival romance, and I love that book. It's so underrated, so simple, so cute. I love it. This is a fae book. I really like it. The writing is cute. I enjoy their very adorable banter, but so far I do think it's a 4. I'm 75% done with it, but it's leaning at a 4. We'll see. We're gonna see how I finish all these books in August. I have a pile high of books right now. The next book I started but did not finish, The Poppy Wars. Babel's coming out. I was supposed to read this book already. I was supposed to read the entire trilogy already. I have not read the trilogy. Babel's gonna be here like in days. I need to get on this. I'm like 2 chapters in. Since Student Soldier Goddess, I really want to stay in the dark for this one because I know it's going to be a hitter and I just want to go in blind and blazing. I think it's going to be amazing. A lot of people love the Poppy Wars, and the hype that Babel's getting right now, I better not be let down because I'm about to read this chunk hunk of a book when it comes in the mail, so it better be good. Next, Song of Achilles. I was really looking forward to reading this one for y'all and even doing a reading vlog of it, but on all honesty, I'm finding this boring. It's reading like memoir. It's giving me blandness. The romance is adorable. I love the couple. I love the characters, but I don't want memoir. I want action. I like the romance. I enjoy the plot, but I feel like it's so slow and dragging. It's very scene setting. It's very memoir-like. It's good, but the writing's there. I'm just not getting captured. I'm about 50% in, and now it's starting to pick up, but I need more. I hope the ending really hits for me, but the hype is lost on me. I have not cried yet. The mom annoys me. She's like, I feel like she needs her own wicketed story, honestly, because she's kind of evil. But we shall see. And yeah, I expected more from this. I didn't really get it. I haven't gotten it yet. We'll see. Maybe August will have better news. The next book I started, The Gilded Wolves. This was my book pick of the month. I'm going into it blind, and I have not finished it. I'm so sorry, friend, for not finishing this book this month, but this is becoming precarious. Let's hope this does not fall on me. And next, The Stardust Thief by Chelsea Abdullah. I was supposed to read this one and I didn't. I actually really like the writing style. It's a retelling of 1001 Nights, I believe. And you guys know I love my retellings, but it didn't hit for me. I'm gonna keep trying, but we're on chapter 2, still reading it. Wait, I don't even think this is all the books I was supposed to finish this month. I have my carryovers from last month too. I'm missing some books, so that 13 or 12 number I just threw out, that's wrong. Add like another 4 or 5 to it. Another one coming into August. Next, The Diviners. I really want to understand the hype. I want to understand it because I even bought the special exclusive edition from Fairy Loot and everything. So far, I've read 100 pages. 100 pages. I still don't understand the hype. It's still setting the scene though, and I don't know. At first I thought it was scary. I don't think it's scary anymore, but we shall find out. I haven't gotten that deep. I want more from you. Be better. A lot of people love The Diviners, and I want to love them too. Another book coming into August. Let's see how high we can get this pile without it falling on me. Okay, next. V.E. Schwab's A Gathering of Shadows. So I read A Darker Shade of Magic because I really want to be part of the V.E. Schwab like fandom. A lot of my friends love it. I want to be part of the fandom. I want to know what the hype is. I want to enjoy these books too. And honestly, I just want to read good books and enjoy them with others. So I did not like A Darker Shade of Magic. I gave it a 3. I think I could have given it lower. I think it was like a 3-4. I think it put me in a reading slump too. I don't honestly remember. I read that one last year. And now here I am reading this one, and I actually like it way more. Out of all the books I started this month, this one's the one I keep remembering and telling myself I should go back to. So it started off with a bang, and I'm only like 2 chapters in. Enjoying it so far. Oh, please do not fall on me. Another book for August. Next is The Vicious Grace by Emily, I think, Sophia. And this one's pretty much 3 weddings, 3 funerals, 1 more chance to write them all. Save them all, actually. And this is supposed to be a fantasy romance. It came in my Illumicrate box, and I really wanted to read it because it was a fantasy romance, and I was like, oh, maybe the fantasy romance will help snap me out of my really weird journey that I'm in of not being able to read anything. I'm on chapter 2. The story is intriguing. Very intriguing. The praise on the back of this book is what made me want to read it, actually. This is by Lauren Blackwell. She's the one who wrote Within These Wicked Walls. She wrote the praise, and she was like, this book is incredible. The banter, the romance, the tension, I could not get enough. And that made me want to read it. Another book for August. Next, These Hollow Vows by Lexi Ryan. I started this book. I am 1/3 through it, and I read this book way back when in February when I was sick and I was having like my dizzy spells. And pretty much not dizzy spells. I was dizzy like almost 24/7. It was horrendous. And I got to listen to it on audiobook, and now I'm getting to tab it, and I'm not gonna lie to you guys, reading it in the physical is kind of boring. It is. It's a bit boring. It's not as good as listening to the audio. And the book, it's one of those ACOTAR books, not much plot. Like, the plot's not always there, but it's like fae reality TV. That's what this book is like. And if you're into like Formula and Ash, ACOTAR, you'll like this. And I started this book because I already knew I've read it, and now the sequel came out, which I already started as well. And I realized I don't remember enough detail to continue the sequel, so I went back to reread this one, so I'm carrying both of these into August. Oh gosh. This is becoming like Jenga. Oh, I think, okay. I think that might bring it down. Nope, we're still in progress. We are still in progress, and I only have 1 more book to left to add to the pile. King of Scars. I have not moved. I'm still like 3 chapters in. It's Nikolai series. I love Nikolai. I need his story. I know this one doesn't live up to the story, but I'm still gonna read it. It's the last book I'm bringing into August. Please do not fall on me. I got it. Thumbnail. That's gonna be a nice thumbnail. I hope. At least I theorize that'll be a nice thumbnail. Welcome to my leaning pile of books. Yeah, so July was weird. Everything I read honestly felt like I was eating ash. Like, you know when you have no appetite? Oh, I saw it from the corner of my eye. It was coming down. Okay, it's time to bring this down before I hurt myself. I really don't know what happened in July. Everything just tasted like ash. Everything I picked up to read just couldn't hook me enough for me to stay reading it. It was really sad. I still plan on doing my summer reading list. I haven't read my summer books yet, but I can start August summer, so I'll be posting that soon. I do have a few books that are very summer-like that I've been wanting to read since last year, so hopefully I get to read this year. So August is going to be eventful because I have all these books I'm carrying into August. I have all my books I want to read in August. It's going to be interesting. And my summer TBR is not included on my August TBR, so yeah. We're about to see what's gonna happen. I don't think I'm gonna finish all of these in August, honestly. I feel like if I do, I neglected everything else in my life, but we shall see. Who knows what's gonna happen. And don't forget to subscribe. Remember, I'm here every Friday, and I have socials now. I'm on TikTok, Instagram, Bookstagram, at Mo Reads It, and my regular lifestyle Instagram is Monique Hercules. So join me over there. Eventually I'll start posting on my main account again, but I am posting regularly on my book account right now. I'm still trying to figure out my groove, but I'm enjoying it. Happy reading, y'all. Bye.